All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Sweet Paws Rescue Animal Communication Collective event where we will be speaking with your animals. I am Karen Dendy Smith and I am one of the founders of the Animal Communication Collective. And we are going to start by letting Judy and Josie talk about Sweet Paws first, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, everybody. My name is Judy Luff, and I'm on the board of directors of Sweet Paws Rescue. I know most everybody here. I'm not sure if everybody is a volunteer of Sweet Paws or you're familiar with what we do, but just a real quick high-level overview. So we are a nonprofit dog and animal rescue. We're foster-based. We are boots on the ground, volunteer-powered. We've rescued over 20,000 dogs and cats in the past 11 years, and that's all thanks to our volunteers. Without our volunteers, we couldn't do anything. And so this is a fundraiser for Sweet Paws. We really appreciate everybody coming out and supporting Sweet Paws. We are we have some really exciting things coming up in the very near future. One of them, as many of you may know, is we're looking and we are in the process of purchasing 70-acre farm in Bradford, Massachusetts. So where we will be able to expand our operations and work within the community, bring the community more in, work with kids. And yeah, we're really excited. We have a lot of opportunities on the horizon. So thank you everybody for joining us. And I'm going to turn it back over to Karen, I think, who's going to walk us through what's going to happen tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you, Judy. So just as a reminder, so again, I'm Karen Dendy Smith. I am one of the founders of the Animal Communication Collective. We will be introducing the whole team in a few minutes, but I just want to remind everyone that this event is being recorded. So if you are participating, that means your video is on. And if you don't want to be recorded and you don't want a reading, please keep your video off. That will give us a signal not to choose you. We wanted to also let you know, as before we get started, that you all know there have been there's an after party or an after party, P-A-W, coming up. Some of you have already bought tickets for that. Some of you have not. The exciting part of it that we wanted to announce here, in case somebody wants to come to the after party or at least buy a ticket to it for the opportunity, is we have some prize drawings and we can finally tell you what they are. So we are drawing 5 winners. Each of those winners will have the opportunity to have one private reading with one of us, an animal communication session, a 30-minute session, private reading. So if you are interested in having the chance to have your name drawn for winning that prize, please purchase a ticket to the after party. Even if you can't come to the after party, you'll still be added to the drawing, but your name has to be a part of the after party event list to be able to be put into the drawing to win that prize. So just wanted to let everybody know that. We will be leaving that open, so you can always go back to Eventbrite while you're watching us. The link will be in the chat, and we'll be leaving that open for the first 3 to 4 readings while we're doing this event, so you still have the chance to do that. And so let's do a little introduction of the team. Like I said, I'm Karen Dendy Smith. I am here in Boston, and not only am I a soul level animal communicator, but I am also a soul level intuitive coach, meaning I help people and I speak with their spirit guides. I also am a Qigong and instructor and Pangu Shandong energy healer. So I work with people and their animals and do energy work as well. And that is my background. And I'm very thrilled to be here tonight. Meredith.
Hi, I'm Meredith Tollison. I used to live in Boston a whole bunch of years ago, but now I'm back in my hometown of Tupelo, Mississippi. Never thought I was going to end up back here, but here I am. I am also a soul level animal communicator and a soul level intuitive coach. I also have a background in Reiki for both humans and animals, and I am a certified dog trainer with a focus on dealing with behavior issues, specifically fear and anxiety sort of issues in dogs. I am thrilled to be here with my fabulous team tonight, and we have so enjoyed getting to know the folks at Sweet Paws Rescue. We're looking forward to doing this event for you. So Krista.
Hi, everyone. I'm Krista. I live in Vermont, and I actually have a small dog grooming salon, which is where I am right now, because if I was home, my dogs would be all over me. So it's a little distracting. And I also am a soul level animal communicator and a soul level intuitive coach. And I am also certified in animal Reiki as well. So yeah, just looking forward to this event. Hope everyone has a good time. Thanks.
And Paula.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paula. I'm a soul level animal communicator. I'm also an animal handler at our local zoo. I'm in Rhode Island, and our local zoo, I take small animals out and show them to people and talk about them. And I'm a retired math teacher, which doesn't seem to fit those other two things. So.
But tell people, Paula, what your specialty is.
I love reptiles. I have a bearded dragon of my own. I just had a blue-tongued skink out at the zoo today, showing it to kids. And I'm really fond of snakes.
Yeah. So if anybody has any of those kinds of pets, Paula is your woman.
Then I will add, I'm also fond of tarantulas and scorpions.
My goodness.
So we throw those in also.
And Cheryl, please introduce yourself. Cheryl is another animal communicator who you may be able to win a reading with. She is helping tonight out on Zoom, so she will not be reading, but she'll be answering your questions, and she's the one putting all of the information in the chat for you this evening. And she's just waving. Say hi, Cheryl. Where are you located?
Oh, hello. Oh, I'm in Minnesota. I'm a soul level animal communicator as well. And I came to animal communication through painting animals. I had an animal on the canvas. I was trying to get the personality, and I yelled at the canvas, "You got to tell me something about yourself." And I heard something back. So it was really fun. Thereafter, I would always ask the people who got commissions from me, said, okay, if I do a reading with your animal so I can understand their personality. So that's how I came to it. We all have a different story. Wonderful. Great to be here. I'm excited for all of you to get readings, or the people who are chosen to get readings tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, so how does this work? What is animal communication? We love to explain this to everyone so that you understand what's happening. First of all, this is not a special gift or secret ability that only a few are endowed with. We all have the capacity to use our intuition to connect with our animals. And many of you already are doing that, and you know you are, because you have this sense of when they're hungry, or when they need to go outside, or if they're happy or they're sad. You're already doing it. What's interesting about this is animals communicate with their extrasensory senses, the hearing, seeing, feeling, knowing, sensing, at that higher level all the time. That's how they communicate with each other telepathically. It's why two cats might stare at each other across the room, and then somebody goes off and does something. Or a dog stares at a goat, and a goat comes over and hangs out with him. Or a leopard and a deer become friends, because they're communicating telepathically, and they are vibrating and energetically sending information at this lighter, higher frequency all the time. They also do it when they connect with the earth and nature. It's why they know days ahead of us that there's something going down, when a storm is coming, or a shift is coming in the weather, or something else is happening in nature, because they have not shut off those senses the way we have dulled them down because we're so used to just speaking. What we have done is we have worked really hard to reinvigorate those senses that we all have. It's kind of like, I like to explain it like doing sit-ups. We all have stomach muscles. We all can do a sit-up if we have to. Some of us have trained ourselves to do 100 sit-ups. Some of us don't really want to have to train to do 100 sit-ups. But if you want to train to do 100 sit-ups, you can do this. So we just want to let you all know that we see everybody has the opportunity to communicate with their animals, and our job is to help assist in that endeavor. So tonight we're going to be sharing messages from the animals for those who we select, but don't be surprised if we're sharing a message with someone and you feel like, wow, they're speaking to me too. It's because the animal spirits are all getting together, and the ones that are coming through, the ones that are leading us to a particular person, they may be doing it because they know many people will get something out of that message. So even though you may not get chosen, please don't get disheartened. Just maybe something for you as well, okay? All right, Meredith.
Yeah, it's
What
pretty
do we need?
amazing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how that happens, how every event we do, people say, "Oh my gosh, that message was for me as well." So do pay attention to that. It's awesome how they come through in that way. So we're going to ask you guys for very little information. We need to know your animal's name, gender, species, and whether they're alive or in spirit. And yes, we can communicate with animals both alive and in spirit. And then one question that you would like to ask of your animal. We ask that you be kind of thoughtful about this question, and make it pretty open-ended. We don't need yes or no questions. Is my animal happy? Because that doesn't give your animal any opportunity to give us information and elaborate on what it is they want to say. We would like to have questions more like, how does my animal feel about his food, his bed, his passing, any of those things? If we need to, we'll help you rephrase the question, but we do ask that you not share any additional information with us. We want to be certain that we are connecting with the animal and getting the information that we're getting from the animal, and that we're not being influenced in any way by a bit of their history or background, or any of the stories that you're telling us. We'll give you, if we have time at the end of the reading, a quick second to give us one or two points of feedback on that. We love the feedback, and we want to know how you feel about it and how your animal feels about it. So name, gender, species, and alive or in spirit, plus one question. We're going to be reading in pairs. And we love doing these tandem readings, and we'll shift through all of the team members a couple of different times as we go through the event.
All right. So I think we're ready. We ready, everybody? I know we are. We're very excited to do this. All right. So up first, the pair that's got first is myself and Meredith. So I'm just going to take a second and hone in on the person that was pinging me. And Caitlin Shem, would you like a reading with your animal?
Sure.
Wonderful. All right. So thank you for unmuting yourself. That's helpful. And so let's just get settled here and into the reading. So Caitlin, tell Meredith and I the name of your animal, the species, alive or in spirit.
Yeah, Bogey. He's a dog. He's alive. And my question is, what was his life like before he came to me?
Okay. So the way that we like to rephrase that, if that's okay, Caitlin, is a lot of times animals don't like to hang in the past unless there's something really important for you to know that is going to help you move forward and them move forward in a really prosperous, happy way. So we'll ask Bogey, is there something important that Caitlin needs to know about his past that would benefit you now for this
Great.
reading? Okay.
Thank you.
And if not, if he decides no, he'll share something else that he feels is important.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So just give us a second to connect in with Bogey, Mr. Handsome Bogey. Okay, handsome. So Meredith, you get anything, or shall I dive right in?
You dive right in.
Okay. So he came in right away with this real happy heart, like a fun, happy-hearted boy, and he said that you are the light of his life. And he really is. I don't know how old he is, but his personality presents as a guy who's a little younger. I wouldn't say a baby, but he's on the younger side with all that exuberance of just love and life. And he's very happy that he said, oh, he just said, she's my sidekick. Does it make
Cute.
sense basically about his personality so far?
It does.
Okay.
So he showed himself to me immediately. I'm getting young at heart, regardless of his age, very young at heart, and sort of a silly side. He's showing himself to me in these big, brightly colored rubber rain boots, like on all four paws. I don't know if it's, I'm seeing yellow parasols and red ladybugs. I'm seeing just like brightly colored boots. And he's like, look at my shoes. There's something about his personality that he's showing me through these silly, silly shoes that he has on. And I'm hearing him say, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be wearing these, but it's so much fun. Who cares? Don't judge me. I love him. Does that make any sense with his personality?
It does.
And he also likes the rain puddle sort of thing, like a little kid stomping in rain puddles. He feels like the dog who's going to come out of the bathtub and go jump right in the pond and roll in the mud.
And he came in, he's also telling me sometimes he gets a little breathless from running around and playing. I feel like in the days when I was really in shape and I was in high school and I'd run track and I'd be like, but in a good way. And he's showing me, like, I can feel like myself breathing in a good way, like those deep breaths of like having fun and running around. And I feel like he's showing me carrying something in his mouth too. He's carrying like this toy in his mouth that he's very proud of when he's walking around. Does this make sense to you?
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't like to carry things as much, but maybe if you have a little more detail, it might
Okay.
make sense with context.
I see that video. I know I've seen it all over, I don't know, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. A dog that like picks up this enormous stick and is trying to walk across a footbridge, but the stick is too long and he keeps banging into it. And then you watch his brain start reasoning and he backs up and he turns it sideways and pushes it across the bridge. He seems like a little bit of a problem solver. His exuberance gets in the way of making logical decisions, but then he has to stop and step back and go, hang on, this stick and going through this door, let me figure out how to make it happen. And then I see him smiling and winking at me, like, I use this on mom too, like got a little way of manipulating her when I observe and pay attention and can figure out how to work around the back way to get what it is I want.
Does that make sense to you, Caitlin?
It does.
Okay. I think that was, Meredith, thank you for taking the baton on the thing I was seeing in his mouth, because it was making me laugh. All right. So let's ask him this question and see how he wants to answer it about his past and what's important for us to know for you, Caitlin. So the way that he's showing it to me is I'm feeling empty and I'm seeing the word empty. And I'm asking you to explain that a little bit more. It is a feeling of just not having any no emotional support. Like he was very neutral and like there's emptiness when it came to having relationship or real human love and contact. And he's telling me it was very empty. And in comparison, he's like showing me like rainbows and stars and all this happiness with you. But he wants you to know he understands the difference of what it was like when it was empty and that it is not empty anymore.
Okay.
I'm hearing that this manipulation, and it doesn't, he's not using that word in a negative connotation, but this need for resourcefulness to think about how to, to get this stick across the bridge, that this need for resourcefulness was significant and something that was a necessity in whatever his previous life was. He doesn't want to show me. I'm not really seeing any specifics or details,
Mm.
but that he had to think outside the box. And he's showing me a literal, like, drawing a box and him inside it and stepping outside it. And saying that that was a great learning experience for him and a skill he's glad he has, but doesn't really want to tell me why he needed it.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
Does that make
and-
sense?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and lastly, he wants you to, he's bringing me to his lower, like his lower waist, above his hips. For you, he wants you to know that he would like some massage there, please. It's like he's changing the subject on us, but he's saying he has held tension there before. So what you need to know from the past, he has held tension there before. And the deeper breaths that he can take now are great, but because he can take deeper breaths now and he's equating it to not being able to before, not because he was holding on or stressed, opening up above his hips, helping open up above his hips would help him take even deeper breaths.
All right, request accepted.
Okay, great. Anything else you're picking up, Meredith, from Bogey?
I feel a deep sigh, like a deep exhale, an ability to relax in his life with you, and an appreciation for that.
Yeah, really
good.
grateful. I just feel so much gratefulness from him. He's so happy. I mean, it just bubbles through his happiness. So that's wonderful.
To see he's agreeing. I don't know if
Yeah,
you can hear.
fabulous. Thank you, Bogey. So I hope that answered your question as well as we can in a short reading.
No, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Caitlin. All right, Meredith.
Thanks for sharing Bogey with us. So we will move right along, and I will share this opportunity with Krista. I am being drawn to Brooke Witcher. Brooke, are you open to having a reading here tonight?
I am. Yep.
Excellent. Well, tell us your animal's name.
His name is Finn. He is a
Finn.
dog. He is living. And my question for him is there anything I need to know about his current health condition?
So what would he like for you to know tonight about how he's feeling?
Yeah. Like, are we getting close to the end of time?
Okay, so this is a question you're concerned if he's approaching his transition. Krista,
Yes.
how would you like to phrase that question?
Right now I'm feeling like I'm going to feel it after we kind of get to know him a little bit. That's what is that okay with you? Or do you want?
Yeah, I'm gonna present the question while I set my intention as what is it that he needs Brooke to know about about how he's feeling right now. And
Yeah.
then he will make it pretty clear if he wants to talk about that or not. Does that feel okay to you?
Yeah, that feels fine. Great.
Okay. So Finn, I see Finn come flying in. I frequently see images of the animals that are not necessarily exactly how they appear in life, but it's something that they want me to know about their personality. And I see Finn come flying in as a big, floppy, goofy, like golden retriever with these great plumes on his tail. And he's very, very proud of his tail and his feathers and his appearance. And I actually see him like tossing a feather boa around him. He thinks he's really beautiful and he wants everyone to know that. But there's this super goofy side to him, almost like his legs are just too long for his body and he can't quite figure out how to flop them around. Like he's getting his bearings, to his proprioception, his knowledge of where he is in body in the world is not quite accurate for the way that he approaches people. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it actually sounds similar to another dog in my family.
What you
So-
got, Krista?
So yeah, when I'm seeing Finn, I'm seeing the big long ears as well. But he's not moving around as much when I'm seeing him. So he's sitting very tall. He's kind of laying down, but his neck and his head are up tall. His legs look long to me. I can see his long legs. And there's just this sense of, I don't know, if it feels slow, it feels calm. I feel a bit tired, and I feel, but I also feel proud of myself, like the way that I look and the way that I present myself and the life that I've had. There's just this sense of, it's almost like a royalty kind of a thing, very proud. Does this make sense? And his legs are crossed like this, I can see. And then as I'm kind of looking at him and just watching what he's doing, he's just flopped over to his side. Now he's just gonna lay down. Does this make sense? Do you see this?
So that's interesting. I've got this goofy, like bumping into stuff. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Personality. And Krista's got this royal, regal, proud head up. So I'm asking him what it is that he's showing me about that. It feels like a little bit of imbalance to me, Brooke. Obviously we're not veterinarians. We'll never give medical advice, but it feels like maybe an ear thing or a balance thing that's coming through. And he's not ashamed of it in any way whatsoever. It just sort of is what it is. But I'm feeling a floppiness, a lack of control, of physical control. Does any of that make sense to you?
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Not yet.
Okay. Yes, it does.
Okay.
So I'm also, when I'm asking, what we need to know about his health, he rolled his eyes and he was like he's worried that you're so worried. He's like, she's always thinking about it. She's always wondering about it. This is all she does. And so it's a little bit like, come on, Mom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know that's not helpful, but this is just what I asked him. And so I'll ask him for a little bit more, but, so hold on one second. Go ahead, Mary, if you have something.
Okay. So often, Brooke, we run into this in dealing with animals, especially towards the end of their lives. We are so willing to do things for our animals that to care for them, to make sure they're comfortable, that we're not always willing to do those same levels of things for ourselves. We tend to focus our support and our care on our animals and kind of leave ourselves by the wayside. He is literally taking this mirror on a stand and turning it back around to look at you and say, thank you for being so concerned about me. How concerned can you please be about yourself? Pay attention to, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I got this. I'll let you know everything that you need to know when the time comes, but please don't spend so much time focusing on me that you are not taking care of yourself. Does that resonate with you? Yeah. And it can feel very emotional when we realize how much our animals are trying to get us to take care of ourselves.
I feel like a little bit nauseous too. Like what I ate like 3 hours ago is sort of like coming back up a little bit. And I just feel a little bit like, does that make sense?
Yeah, he just threw up actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, also getting from him like that there will be a clear indication when, and just to watch him and connect with him, because he's going to guide you through this, whether it's 3 weeks or 3 months, whatever it is, he's going to guide you, and he's not going to really make it so you're questioning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel, as you're saying that, Krista, a little bit of a catch in my throat. Like it feels like I'm having to work a little hard to swallow.
He just he had grass stuck in his throat too.
Oh.
Well,
yeah, it's itchy and it's clumpy and it's like,
Yeah.
But he's also showing me spitting pills up, like, no more of this medicine, please. I don't like it. I don't know if that resonates with you in any way whatsoever, but I completely agree with Krista that he's like, I got this. It's fine. I will make sure you know all of the things that you need to know. There's no need to overdo this for me. I will make sure that that you know the things that you need to know when it's time.
Yeah, I can feel that emotion too from you. And I heard him, let me have my process, is what he said. Like, let me have it. This is my process. So I don't know what that means really, but and yeah, I do feel just a general like ick feeling in my body, just a general ick.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that answers your question, Brooke?
Yeah, it makes sense. He was like recently diagnosed with diabetes, so the imbalance would be probably the sugar imbalance you guys were talking about, and then the thing that he's really over is the shots twice a day. So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
Sorry you're going through that. It's really hard. I know.
it's so
Thank you.
hard.
That's
It is
helpful
so
though,
hard.
because
But they support us through it. So just trust and
yeah.
pay attention that he's got you in this. You've got each other.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. All right, I'm going to hand it over. Krista and Paula. Is that right? Krista and Paula.
Okay, so I am drawn to Deb in the pink. Would you like to have a reading tonight with us? And you'd have to unmute yourself first. Oh, there you go. Oh shoot, still can't hear you. Is that just me? Can anybody else hear her?
No, I can't.
Deb, are you able to somehow turn your microphone on, or if maybe we can give you a few minutes to work on that and come back to you? She looks frozen now. Does anybody else see that?
Yes.
Shoot. Okay. It's all that energy going. She's been fine this whole time. And it's like, of course, right in this second. Okay, so should I just pick somebody else then and we'll come back to Deb? Because oh, now she's gone. Okay, yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Okay, let's see. The other person I have been looking at is Gans Walsham.
Marina.
Marina?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Would you like to have a reading with us tonight?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Okay, so we would need your animal's name and the species and if they're alive or crossed over.
Sure. So her name is Mishka. She's a dog. She's female. She has crossed over, which is why the tears.
Oh,
And I don't really have a particular question in mind, maybe something like what Caitlin said about like, is there anything that she wants me to know?
any messages for you? We can do that for sure. Okay. Oh. Okay, so just
I'm
give
sorry.
Okay, it's really okay. We've
We
got
all understand.
Yeah.
Marina, everybody's gone through it. We all get it.
So I'm seeing Mishka, she's coming through very soft and gentle, and I'm even seeing little angel wings, and there's like all this white around her, and I feel like, oh, she just feels like an angel. And I feel like when she's around me, it's like I know she's going to take care of me. I feel so safe and I don't know, loved and understood, just feeling her energy. Does this make sense for her? It's kind of overwhelming. Like she really has a sense of knowing how to take care of people, how to take care of you. It was like she really was in tune with that. Does that make sense to you?
When she came in to my space, Marina, she came in very small with just very, very soft. when you said that, Krista. Very small, very soft. And when an animal comes in very small, for me, it's usually a gentle or submissive or very quiet dog. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat.
Okay,
Part of it,
not,
yeah.
not literally the size of her, just.
No, yeah, she's, do you want me to tell you
No,
or?
no, that's
Okay, yeah,
fine.
sort of.
That's fine. But very, and even the fur was so soft, almost like bunny fur.
Mhm.
So now she's saying, you know, don't get me wrong, I had my wild side too. And she's, excuse my language, but this is what she's telling me. She said, I could get my shit kickers on and go out there and roll around in the mud and get dirty and be a crazy dog too. You know, she had this also playful side of her. I'm actually seeing her like, it's like the lawn was just mowed and she's rolling around in the grass and she's got all the grass all over her. And so she's like, I'm not afraid to get dirty, you know, and there's this knowing of her, like, you know, she's got one eye on you when she's doing this. Like, are you watching? Are you watching? Look how silly I am. Look how funny I am. I can make you laugh. Look at me. Look at me. So there's like, there was this just super softness of her, like just energetically and the way that she looked and the way that she came in. And now it's like, woo, all this energy and all this playfulness that I'm feeling. Is this making sense?
Yes.
And Marina, she's not showing me the playfulness. She's showing me the gentle, I'm taking care of you. I love you. I'm just the sweetest thing in the world for you. Everything is gentle and safe. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What else can we?
So I'm
Yeah.
asking her, you know, if she has any messages for you. And this, so if this feels, her passing feels more on the recent side to me, you're obviously still in you're grieving, which could last forever, honestly, but it feels pretty intense right now. So I'm what she's showing me, like you're heavy, you're making your food and you're not really picking your head up and there's just this like kind of cloud on you right now. And this is what she's showing me. And she's just saying like, pick your head up, like pick your head up, mom. Like there's a whole world around you. And it's okay, you know, to be sad, but she wants you to, like, I'm hearing, buck up. Like you got this, you know, you can move on and do all the world things and all the things you have to do in your life. And think of her and keep her in your heart at the same time. It's like, you don't have to choose one or the other. Does this make sense? It's like you're right now, it's like you feel bad. It's like, it's like you feel bad about enjoying yourself or kind of moving on, like a little bit guilty.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
And all the softness that she keeps showing me and the gentleness and sweetness, she's really pushing me to tell you, please treat that towards yourself also. Please give yourself the same softness and gentleness and sweetness that she's showing right now. Does that make sense?
So she really wants me to talk about ice cream. She make sure you're eating your ice cream, or she's showing me you eating a bowl of ice cream. And I kind of like didn't say it the first time, and then she's like bringing it up again. So I don't know if this means anything to you. She just wants me to tell you to like, just keep enjoying that. If you're doing that and that's making you feel good, keep enjoying your ice cream. I can see you putting your ice cream in your bowl and eating it. So, let me
Krista
see.
brought up ice cream. I saw the ice cream, but this is not ice cream from the half gallon you bring home. This is go out and get it ice cream. So I don't know what that's about, but go out, get in the world and have your ice cream. That's what she was showing me. I don't even know if you like ice cream. Maybe that's a metaphor, but
No, I love ice cream.
okay.
I'm just gonna check and see if there's anything else that she wants. Does this answer your question? I know you didn't have a specific question, but does that feel like a complete message to you?
Yeah, I mean, it helps for sure.
Yeah, so she's just, I'm hearing her say she's okay. She's with you. She's watching you. She's still taking care of you. It's like all the things that she was doing before, she's still doing. You just can't see her. So just know that. Yeah, she's still there.
And this is the first time she hasn't been soft, sweet. She's been kind of tough. And she just said, I'm with you. And she did it in the same accent as Steve Martin in My Blue Heaven. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Well, she's very sweet. I really like her energy. Will you tell us a little something about her?
Yeah, so she was a lab mix from Puerto Rico, found on the streets, and very spunky, very energetic, very sweet, definitely a referee dog. I call her, when we rescue from the South with Sweet Paws, I ask the rescuers, do you have any like tough bitches? Because that's kind of how she was. Like if I have adopters that are looking for that. So she was very sweet, amazing dog, but also very like didn't take anyone's crap. And she passed very unexpectedly in December, and we did everything we could to save her, and nobody knows what happened. So
Oh, sorry to hear that.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so I do believe Karen.
Let me jump in real quickly before we start this next reading. Paula, you and Karen, let me just remind everyone that this is your last call to go online and buy after party tickets and a chance to win the 5 prizes. So thank you so much. You can jump online. Cheryl can post that link again in the chat, and moving right along. Thanks. Go ahead, Paula.
Okay, well, let's go back to Deb, who got shut out last time.
Let's see.
Can you hear me this time?
Everything seems fine.
Yay.
Okay, Deb. All right, you know the drill.
Oh,
Name of your animal?
all 4 of them? No.
Pick one, please.
Choose.
I'm gonna say Cleo. She is a cat and she passed a year ago, May 1st.
Okay, passed.
Okay, and a question?
My question, I guess, is, does she come to me? Am I missing it somehow? Or is she gonna come back to me? And I don't know. I guess those are kind of 2 different questions.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can rephrase that to get more information than yes or no. How about what can you do? Let's see. What can you do to recognize that she's there?
Well, what does she want us to know about how she's trying to let you know she's there?
Yeah.
What are some of the signals or signs she might be trying, or what parts of your intuition is she just said, tell her this. What parts of your intuition is she trying to use so that you pay attention that she's there? How's that?
Does that suit? Does that sound right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
She's already telling us what to do.
She's a star being.
Oh my goodness. All right, Cleo. So let's just take a second and invite her in. Hi, Cleo. Miss Cleo.
coming in very tentatively.
Is she coming in tentatively for you?
Yes, very, let's go slowly and check out the situation. Let's check out this place first before we commit.
That's funny, Paul. She came in, well, because I'm staying with her out in her soul being, so I'm not trying to ask her what were you like as the cat. So in her soul being way, she's a little bit campy. She's got on this little sparkly cape and this little crown and a little magic wand. And she's she's out there saying, I'm managing everything. I'm telling Deb what to do. Like she has this personality of like just like you and her, like this. She's doing this. Like between you and her, I'm telling you what to do, mama. Does it make sense to you, Deb?
That is so uncanny, Karen. I worked with an animal communicator when she was passing. I worked with two different animal communicators when she was passing, and one of them kept saying to me, she just keeps doing this to me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's like, I see you, Mom. And then she had the cape and the wand just to bring it all home, like she's running the magic show.
And
wow, that's amazing.
And for me, she came walking in so tentatively, like, you're not Mom. I'm not sure I want to be here. Where's Mom?
Okay, that makes sense with what she's saying about just me and Mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Paula, I'm not sure. Deb, yes.
All right, Cleo, what else do you want? I'm asking, what else does she want to share about herself? I'm hearing take no prisoners. Her attitude as a cat is kind of like, I know what I want. I did it my way. Take no prisoners. Don't tell me what to do. Miss a little bit in like she's walking down the catwalk like Miss Independence. You know, if there was a Miss Independence in the fashion show, she'd be the one who was, and here's Miss Independence. She's kind of walking down the catwalk like that.
And for me, Deb, she's saying, just remember, I'm the boss. Boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss. So, Miss Cleo, how are you doing? How are you doing in spirit? And Mom wants to know how you're, well, how are you using your senses, right?
Yeah. How will she know you're there?
Yeah, how will she know?
Mm-hmm.
She let me know that there's smell will be involved.
She also says you are very sensory, as in your skin is a bit of a barometer for feeling things. She says you can feel even the gentlest touch, you can kind of feel when something's brushing up against you. You feel like dampness really easily in your skin. And she's telling me your skin is like a barometer for you. Does this make sense to you? You have a sensitivity in the way that you feel things in your skin, or no?
I mean, it doesn't not make sense, but it doesn't.
Okay, not resonate, because she's showing me like leaning up against like one of your legs between your knee and your ankle.
And she's showing me back to back on the bed. Just so that there's constant, as much of her body is touching you as possible. Now, not then, now. I don't know if you ever feel anything at night.
Huh.
She's sticking with the skin thing. I'm sorry, Deb, but she's showing me like even like the little hairs on your arms, like almost raising a little with your awareness of feeling something around you.
I'll have to pay more attention.
Yeah, maybe that is something you need to pay attention to. Let me ask Cleo one more time. What else can Deb pay attention to? She's already told me about some smell that you will associate. When you smell it, you will think Cleo. She's told me about feeling her back against your back so that you have as much touching at night when you're sleeping.
And she's also
It was-
making me feel a lot of pressure in my head. Like I feel like I'm overthinking things. She's telling me you're a deep thinker and that you really think about stuff in your, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of thinking going on in your head.
Yeah, life has been pretty stressful lately.
Yeah. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense. She says you're thinking, which is, she's bringing me back to, you're dulling down one of your intuitive senses with all of your overthinking. And one of your intuitive senses is sensing and feeling. Does that make sense?
And Karen, I didn't understand why she was showing me this, but she just sat in a chair like a human would, with her feet sticking out in front and her arms on the armrests, just like a person would. And she just did this and kind of like, oh, just give it a rest.
She wants you to know that she does miss her physicality with you. She wants you to know she's telling me I'm fine, but I do want mom to know that I do miss my physicality with her. I do miss the connection, the touching connection that we had. And it's why she's trying to still touch you now. She's trying to get you. Does that make sense to you, Deb?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Deb, you can think about
She used to
touching
just
her.
lie here. When I very first started having anxiety, she would just, and this was her spot on me. Like I could put her on my shoulder and she would hang over my shoulder and almost just go to sleep.
Oh,
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
okay.
She was my soul cat.
Yeah, I had one of those too. That's why I do this. Because mine's left me.
She is definitely telling me to tell you, think about touching her, think about it, feel what it was like, and she will like that.
And she's going to work with you on your sensibility too, she says, if you let her.
Yeah, think about it or remember it and feel it again.
Okay.
Did this answer? Did you get answers, Deb?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I need to start. Yes, I definitely know I have intuitive abilities and yet I am very blocked.
Yeah. Okay.
And some of it's fear, some of it's, I think a huge piece of it is stress.
Yep.
And she was an absolute star being. She was, I mean, this is her.
Let's see, hold that up so a little higher. Oh, look at that face. Gorgeous.
Oh my, yes.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Thank you for sharing her with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
I wonder
very
why
much.
she's working on your senses with you. So she will continue.
And Karen, I actually met you at Design of Mine in Newburyport with my Rottweiler about a year ago.
That's how I recognize you. Oh, it's good to see you again. Oh, wonderful. Nice to see you, Deb.
You too. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. All right, let's see. So let's see who is next. All right, so I just want to announce, my job now is to announce that the after party ticket sales are closing. So we just want you to know that as we move forward into our next reading. And our next reading, it will be myself and Krista working together. Okay, are we ready, Krista?
Ready.
All right, so I guess I'm choosing the next person, or the next animal is going to ping me for their person. So let me just, she was here a minute ago and I need to find her again. All right, Jill kissing your dog. That's who it is. Well, your dog kept saying, you pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. So I don't know if this is the one we're speaking to, but.
Yeah, he's very, likes to be in my space. This is my dog, Phil. But I'm actually hoping he was a foster Phil. I started fostering after, my dog Marley died in the fall.
Okay.
And so I was hoping more, to connect with her.
Okay, so he may be bringing us to her. So
Yeah.
tell me her name. So her name is Marley,
Yep.
and she passed away last fall.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. That's not that
Thank
long
you.
ago
Yeah.
either. Okay. All right, Jill, let's connect in with Marley. Okay, Marley. It's so funny. I hear her. It's like she's got a megaphone to her mouth going, "Mom, mom, mom, I'm here, yo, mom." It's like she's yelling energetically to you still all the time. Like, "Mom, I'm here, mom." So she's really wants to let you know that she's here still. And the whole megaphone thing is kind of making me laugh a little bit about her. Hey, 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 hey.
So when I'm connecting with Marley, she's first thing she said is, I'm an athlete. And she's showing me, she's like out, it looks like she's on a hike or something like that, but she's with you. And there's something about like, so it's like she would go ahead and then make sure you're there, and then go a little bit ahead and make sure you're there. So this is it. I'm having a knowing that this is something physical that she would do, but it was also like, and this sounds kind of strange, but like she was always looking forward, always looking to the future. Like, what is the next thing we're going to do? And was just it. I feel like she was always really excited for whatever the next thing was. Like, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Like, you know, just a lot of energy, ready to go, that kind of thing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, she was definitely very active, and I got her when I was a teenager, and so it was like we were always kind of, yeah, there was a lot going on, a lot of changes.
She brought me to her physicality when she was still in her body, and I'm feeling a lot of pressure, like in my chest cavity, like underneath my rib cage. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but and I can feel something pressing up against the middle of my back and my spine as well. I'm not sure how she passed, but she's making me feel like there may have been something going on in that area of her body. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, she had kidney failure, so I think I don't really know where kidneys are, but I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, they come right up to right below the lungs in the middle of the body, but it feels like something also affected her heart. The kidneys may have also weakened her heart, because I'm also feeling it in my chest.
Okay. She was really old, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and I can see, actually, it's funny because she showed me a little bit of a bony spine as well.
Yeah, she got really skinny at the end.
I'm so sorry. Did we get a question? Did I miss that?
Not yet. Oh, we didn't get the question. So, Jill, what is the question?
I guess I'm curious about, I don't think she would like that I got a new dog. So like I'm curious how she feels about it.
She's actually glad you have another Bill. Bill's your new dog, right? Bill is your dog? New dog? Phil, I'm sorry. No, she is glad you have Phil because she got to use Phil to get to you. So the megaphone that she was showing me initially was, hey, 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 I need to get to you. And Phil heard it. And then Phil's the one that pinged me to pay attention to you. So that's a good thing.
So she's
saying he's more relaxed now. That's funny.
She's saying to me, she's going like this. She's going, Jill and Phil, it's a perfect match. And she's going, ah. I'm feeling a lot of excitement about your relationship with Phil. And it's like, I feel like I want to be like, whoa, she didn't have anyone doing what Phil's doing, doing what I was doing and now what Phil is doing for a little while. And I feel like that was like a time for her that she was a little like someone's got to be there for her. Jill needs someone, mom needs someone. And so the fact that Phil is here now, she's like, oh, now she can relax a little bit from the other side. Like she really wanted to, she wanted to make sure that was going to happen for sure.
Yeah. She says she would never want you to feel like you were left alone. And so she's very glad that he's there with you, because she's telling me not only is he kind of handsome, and she's giving me a wink like he's kind of handsome, this from her perspective, but also that he's a lover boy for you.
Yeah, he is.
And she wants that for you because she wants you taken care of. She doesn't want you to ever feel that you're left alone.
That's good. I think she would not like him in person, but
yeah,
she doesn't have to be in person. So.
Yeah. I mean, once they're in spirit and they're their full selves again, all that stuff goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
anything else, Krista?
She told me too. She's like, he's handsome though. Like Phil, like she, and I'm just seeing the like he's kind of cute, like that kind of feeling, and how she likes that for you, because it's a different relationship that you have with him than you had with her. Obviously, it's a lot different. So, it's like you needed that sort of masculine energy coming in to work with you in other ways.
And she's actually showing me a picture of her that you have. I think it might be it looks like it's in a frame, or it has like an edge to it that she says that you look at. Do you have a picture of her that you look at?
I have a lot of them all over the house. There's that's like a portrait.
Yep, there we go. Yes. So she's showing me she showed it to me as one picture, but she's saying that you stare at her in this picture, and that she really appreciates that you have that pictures of her. And she knows that when you're looking at them, there's the one with the black edging on it was the one she brought me to, because I could see like a black edge around it, or a dark edge around it. But the point that she's trying to make is she wants to acknowledge that she knows that you have those pictures of her on the wall, and that she really appreciates when you look at them, because when you think of her and you're in that heart space, she actually feels it and gets to be there with you. So she wanted to thank you for that.
There is one with her swimming in it like that, so I think she probably would like that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, she's so sweet. Any last thing that you're picking up, Krista?
I just heard that she just wants you to know that she's very proud of you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing her with us, and I'm so sorry for your loss. She's really, really loves you and is really protecting you still, even in spirit. So that's beautiful. Okay. All right. So who is next?
And I think it's Meredith and me.
Wonderful.
And Julie Carter, would you like to participate in a reading?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. What's the name of your animal?
I have my dog. Her name's Sophia.
Sophia.
Uh-huh.
And is she alive or in spirit?
Yes, she's alive.
I'm writing this down. And do you have a question?
Just really kind of just check in with her and see how she's doing. I think we're doing great, and I'm considering moving. So but I'd just like to check in with her and see what she's up to.
Okay. Well, when we get to the question, Meredith and I will kind of mull it over for just a second, narrow it down. Right. So, Sophia.
Paula, if you don't mind, I'm getting a lot of quick information. I'll just jump right in.
Go right ahead.
I have a favorite dog whose name was Sophie. It was it was her nickname for Sophia, but I believe Sophia was actually a princess in, I don't know, Bavaria or something. Sophia is showing me herself with a crown and robes and very elegant, but then she shows it to me with, like, she scans down and I see a little girl's feet in big girl shoes, playing dress up in high heels. So I've got the crown, I've got the cape with the furs around it and dripping with jewels, but then she shows it to me like this is just playing dress up like a little girl. Does that resonate with you in any way? I'm going to go in
Yes.
and see if I can get her to show me a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
And she's showing me a small dog with very long, soft fur, like a Sheltie, that type, like a little miniature Lassie or a Sheltie. And prancing, and just prancing it very light and kind of, aren't I wonderful? Looking around, admire me.
Yes.
Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's showing me this sort of like presentation, like I said, of this queen, or princess or something, but it's playful, it's jovial. She does fancy herself very beautiful, and she's liking to look at herself in the mirror. And now I see her taking lipstick. I think we probably all did this as children, or we've seen children do it, taking lipstick and drawing lips on, but they're like, clownishly large. And then she smiles, and it's like this tongue that's too big for her face just falls out of her mouth. Like, it just falls right out. She's like, oh, look how silly I am. So this elegant presentation with this silly, playful, childlike energy around her. Does that sound like Sophia?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes.
And at the same time, when all that image finishes, Meredith, she then says, "You may admire me now."
Definitely.
Yeah.
With the lipstick.
Yeah. I'm seeing this video play out of actually a scene from my childhood where the girls in the neighborhood, we'd all get together and we'd pull out all of the dance recital costumes, and we'd put them on, and we'd climb up on the pool table and create dance routines and perform them for whoever we could convince to come and watch us. Mom, Dad, will you come down and watch our dance routines? And they were like, oh God, no, I really don't want to. But then depending on whose house we were at, they'd be like, of course we want to watch you. So she's showing me my mom didn't want to watch my dance routine, but you, Julie, her mom loved watching her dance routine, loved watching her creativity, loved watching her dress up and her "you may admire me" moments.
Right, right.
And I just heard, "and you may admire me wherever we are."
Okay.
She didn't specify what that meant, whether that meant what room we're in or what house we're in, but wherever we are, you may admire me.
Okay.
She took me straight to, when you asked your question and kind of asked the question and then a little bit of another question and mentioned that you might be moving, she showed me mountains of moving boxes. She showed me mismatched moving boxes, like, you pull up in the back alley at the liquor store and pick up all the boxes to move in, as opposed to buy all the boxes the same shape from U-Haul or whoever. And she says, I like this sort of mismatched way that we do things. We're considering this process. We're not exactly organized in this process, if you will. Like, she's showing me opening the kitchen drawer and packing up all the spatulas, but leaving the spoons where they are, like sort of a haphazard, oh, well, we'll do this and I'll feel like I'm making progress in this regard. Well, then we'll do this, but it doesn't really it's not a real organized plan. And in showing that to me, she's telling me that there's a little bit of an uncertainty behind this move.
Yes.
But she's climbing up all these mismatched liquor store moving boxes. Like, some of them are King Cobra, like 40-ounce malt liquor boxes. And she's sitting on top of them. And she's like, wherever these boxes end up, that's where I am, as long as I'm with you.
Okay.
And on top of those boxes, Julie, she is sitting and saying, with her paw, take this one next, and then that one to whomever is going to take the boxes.
Okay.
She's pretty clear she's not moving those boxes, but she's happy to
But she's
inform someone how it
happy
needs
to
happen.
direct the whole process.
Okay. Okay.
And how is she feeling about all of this? The way she's feeling about this is, hey, whatever. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
It's just a whatever.
Right. Right.
I agree, Paula. She doesn't seem really hung up on her need for structure or routine or location or order. She's kind of a go with the flow,
Yeah.
adaptable, and is going to be just fine wherever she lands
Okay. Great.
with a little time for adjustment.
Yeah.
As long as she has Julie.
Right. Right.
Just, well, I guess she has to have someone to boss around.
This makes a part of me feel a little bit of anxiety because I, I've had dogs that could roll with the punches and do whatever came their way. And then I've had another who, if his structure, if his routine fell apart in any way whatsoever, it was chaos in everyone's lives. So I'm personally feeling a little bit of a knot in the top of my stomach, like, oh God, moving, organizing, packing, unpacking, resettling. And she's like, yeah, it's not like all that. She is showing me though that maybe you feel a little bit of anxiety about making the decisions
Yes. Yes.
about making this. And maybe that you're kind of turning it back on her. Well, I'm not sure about this because I'm not sure how she'll feel about it. And she's saying she's fine. And really, maybe you're feeling a little anxiety around this.
Yeah, I
situation.
am. I am. Mhm. Mhm.
And she's just saying, try the whatever approach.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah, she's emptying kitchen drawers into a king cobra box. There's no wrapping, sort and organize. She's like, dump, 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 put it all in here. Wherever this ends up, we'll find it when we unpack.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly
she's easy.
her. Exactly.
She's
her.
easy.
Yes. Right. Right.
Did you get your question answered?
Yes, and she's so funny because we moved into an apartment temporarily, and I saved all my old boxes. So because I thought we are going to be moving, but we moved into a large apartment complex, and she is a neighborhood celebrity dog. And sometimes we're out walking. We walk about 4 times a day, and she will literally stop and not go with me until someone else gets to make over her. And I always carry her favorite treat, which is a little piece of cheese. She'll go up to any human. She won't jump on them, and she'll sit there. And she knows she's beautiful, and she can't quite figure out, I don't believe, how these strangers know what her favorite treat is. But she's a celebrity dog. So
that's awesome.
So that you described her perfectly.
What kind of dog is she, Julie?
She's actually a German Shepherd mix, but she's got actually some Basset. I had DNA done, and I adopted her from best friends. I volunteer out there some, and that's where she came from. And she's got a Basset Hound a little bit in her too. She's a little bit shorter, just like you described, black, and but she's real cute and real lovable. But she knows she's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing her with us. How much fun. I love her little dress up. love it. All right. Well, I think we've got time for another.
Yeah. Should we try to get one more in?
You and me?
Okay.
Right. Why don't you make a selection?
Oh, you're gonna have me do it? Are you sure you're not? Let's see. There was somebody. Where did they go? That was pinging me earlier. Hold on. Let me try to find her.
I put you on the spot. Sorry.
You did. And I think it's, yes, it is. Linda Ruiz. Hi, Linda. Are you up for reading?
Sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And there are a couple of dogs here in the room with me, but we'll only talk about one of them. So
okay. That would be fabulous.
So we can talk about Gypsy.
Okay.
female living. And basically what I would like to know is just if something is bothering her that I can help, that I should be helping her with.
So, okay. Meredith, do we want a little more information on that, or we just want to go with, I mean, I feel like there's something that you think is bothering her.
Well, you know, it's one of these deals where I'm sure there's something bothering her, but I can't
Okay.
tell, is it psychological? Is it physical?
Okay.
And, you know, I can't really just ask because she doesn't say.
So by bothering, I know she's making me ask you this. By bothering, do you mean you're noticing a change in her behavior, a change in her attitude, or something that makes you think that something's bothering her?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so it's more of a behavior thing than a physical change that you're concerned about.
Yeah. I mean, she
Okay.
she definitely just doesn't seem quite herself.
Okay.
Not,
Okay.
That's
know,
helpful.
yeah.
That's very helpful.
Okay.
So what does she want to
Let us know
let
about.
you know about the change in her behavior?
Okay.
Does that feel good to you?
Gypsy. Yeah, I think that sounds good. All right, Gypsy.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump right in.
Go for it.
I feel a sensitivity, like she's showing me this physically in my body before she's even showing me anything about her personality, her appearance, any of those things. You know, when the tag in the back of your shirt is pokey and itchy and scratchy, when your socks, that little seam across the top of your socks, sometimes that seam gets down beside your pinky toe and rubs up against the side of your shoe. And maybe it's just me, but then you have to stop and take your shoe off and readjust your socks and put it all back on. There's a little bit of a hypersensitivity, and it feels touchy. It feels on my skin that it's not necessarily itchy or painful. It's just pokey, and the kind of thing where I'm going, okay, if I just stop focusing on this, it won't bother me. It'll go away, but I can't stop focusing on it. There's a hyper focus on something irritating, not painful, irritating. So let me ask what that's about with all these examples she gave me. You go ahead, Karen.
Okay. I am feeling something that is distracting her as well. So it may be coming across, it seems, what she's telling me is it can come across as mental distraction to you, but it's actually coming from, I feel like she's showing me a physical tie somewhere in her body that is mentally distracting her. And there's a feeling that she's showing me inside my head, at the back of my head. She's being very specific. The back of her head, where the skull kind of meets the spine, but inside there, not on the surface, but inside there, where something is bothering me. And I actually feel weird. I feel like a weirdness, like a coolness down the fronts. If these were my front paws, I'm actually feeling something kind of moving through here that doesn't feel normal, like a little cool or a little off. Does this resonate with you in any way? Are you noticing anything like this?
I don't know. She's been trembling, but this dog was on Prozac for PTSD. Because I mean, this is like, so, you know, it's hard to sort out sometimes with her, whether her distress is coming from her head or if it's coming from her body.
Linda, as I'm sitting here, I'm having to physically tell myself to relax, like in my seat, in my bum and in the backs of my legs. It's like I'm clenched up real tight. And it's a physical response, an unconscious physical response to, in my body, what I'm feeling is to a mental and emotional thing. It's not completely conscious. It's not, hey, I see that thing over there and that makes me uncomfortable. It's more like I'm seeing zing, 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 zing. You know, like how, and I never recommend this, but you know how people will play with the laser pointers and the dogs will chase it? it's like reflections, like things that she can't quite put her paw on, but just little things. And there's a sense of hypersensitivity and hypervigilance almost that's coming through, and it's making me talk real fast, which you could hear, and it's also making me feel a little like I just can't get a good deep breath, but I can't put my finger on exactly what it is that's making me feel that way.
And I am going to say, I do feel like it's tied to some sort of PTSD, because I can feel it. She's bringing me right into the center of my brain, the amygdala, that whole central nervous that drives the central nervous system, that whole area. With my energy medicine background, sometimes they'll use the meridians in that area. And she's making me feel like something is something is like oversensitized. And I can feel it running down the fronts of my legs, my front legs, my front paws as well.
And so the amygdala is also the seat of the fight, flight, or freeze response. And it's almost like she's stuck between I'm not really feeling the fight, but the flight or freeze. It's kind of like, it's like zzz, zzz, like a record player when it skips. It's like something's just skipping there. There's a firing. I just keep hearing this electrical thing, but there's a firing that's not quite running all the way through. Does that make any sense?
I mean, no, but there is something to this that opening up the flow here might help calm her nervous system down, allowing the central nervous system to just take a chill pill. Do you know what I mean?
So some doggy massage or
doggy massage, but massage. But also, if you find somebody who does like calming acupuncture, like centering the balance of the nervous system again. If you can find somebody who does something like that understands like centering the spinal column and the head so that the energy kind of flows through the whole spine. It feels like there's something getting blocked up there that's making her buzzy, extra buzzy, where if you open that up, it might release some of that.
Okay, great. This dog, when someone was talking about the dog and you guys talked about, her behavior, and someone said she was sort of the boss. This same dog that we're talking about.
Ruffery. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh,
we foster cats for Sweet Paws. And when the cats start, racing around and being what she considers too wild, or even jumping up on the kitchen table, she will come and tell them off. So we go and get her t-shirt then and put it on.
Oh, that's fabulous. I guess she could use a little bit of an adjustment, and a little bit of a calming adjustment might help her.
I have to say, it all started with faulty smoke detectors that kept going off in the middle of the night.
I thought there was a noise because it's like zzz, zzz, zzz. There's like
you said that, and that is what initiated this whole thing. But and she's better than she was, but I mean, this dog was trembling. She didn't, to the point that she didn't even want to play, and she's very playful. So thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that electrical, that beeping thing, that makes perfect sense based on that laser. Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing her with us.
Yeah, she's a sweetie. So it was very nice to be able to connect in with Gypsy for a little bit. Okay, wow, that time went fast for us anyway. I hope you enjoyed the event and coming along on the ride with us this evening. That was really fun. And we thank you all for your patience and supporting everyone who got a reading and understanding that we can't get to everyone. All right, so to wrap it up, we're going to hand it back to Josie to kind of close up the event for us.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for everyone for being here, but also thank you to everybody that's involved with the ACC for not only sharing your readings tonight, but also working the back end. There's, a lot of work in preparation for this, and then there's a lot of in the moment stuff helping out with the chat and whatnot. So I just want to make sure that We say thank you to all of you. For those of you guys that did purchase VIP after party tickets, you should have gotten an email with a Zoom link. So check your email and we're going to hop into that Zoom room. And that is where the winners will be drawn for the private session. So if you didn't get chosen during this group session for a mini reading, or even if you did, you're still eligible for that 30-minute private reading. So we look forward to seeing a bunch of you over there. And as was mentioned in the beginning as well, I'll follow up with an email so you have all of these lovely ladies' contact information if you did want to sign up for a private reading. If you do so by the end of June, they will actually donate 15% to Sweet Paws Rescue. So if you know somebody that's interested in the reading or is looking to communicate with either a loved animal that is alive or has passed over, it's a great opportunity to continue this fundraising effort that we've participated in tonight for Sweet Paws Rescue. So again, it's the Animal Communication Collective. That is the group and organization that these ladies are all part of. So their website is animalcommunicationcollective.com. And I will, like I said, follow up with an email so that you have their contact information. But check your email now, at least for that Zoom for the VIP after party. And we will see you guys all over there.
Yes. Thank you all for coming. We can't wait to see you over there. Free for all. We'll chat, we'll share stories, and see you soon.
Can we have 2 minutes to go potty before we head on to the next one?